Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our tarot reading for the week, so if you want to get a message from the cards, please come on in, have a seat, and we'll get started in a moment. Just a few quick things before we get to the cards though. Number one, if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons. That way it lets me know that you like what you see in the video, you want to see more, and it gives me a boost of confidence that I'm on the right track with the content of these videos. So thank you so much for your consideration there. Number two, if you want to see me outside of YouTube, I've listed my social media in the description, as well as a list of the decks I'm using for this reading. So if you want to get in touch with me outside of YouTube, you can. If you want to source my decks for your collection, if you have one. If not, and you want to get one started, description. Go check them out there. And number three, if you guys are interested, I am actually taking private readings right now. If you are interested, there is a QR code somewhere in frame. So please check me out. That QR code is going to take you to my tip jar and commissions page. Please don't worry about it if you can't do that, or if that's not something you want to do right now. That's totally okay, but it is available for your consideration. Okay, so if you guys are new, if anyone is new here, my name is Meg. I will be reading your cards today. I'm going to start with some oracle cards, and then we'll move into some tarot cards. I like doing it like that just because I feel it gives a complete picture of the energy we have going on right now. So let's dig in and see what we have. Okay, we're going to start with our oracle. To start off, we have Lineage of the Rose, which says, moved by the goddess, soul calls and gathering. Okay. Okay, there is Lineage of the Rose. Okay. We have the Universal Mother, which represents nurturing, support, and steadiness. Okay. Okay, there's the Universal Mother. Okay. Okay, and we have, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. Boy, that's something I needed to hear today. So there's that. Okay, you're not for everyone. Okay. And we also, finally, we have Pillar of Light, which says your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay. Okay. So, right off the bat, I'm actually getting two messages coming out of this right now. The one that hit me first was that there seems to be a sense of gathering, calling back your power. And I'm getting here with Lineage of the Rose, and you're not for everybody here. Okay. I think for some of you, there might have been this sense of losing parts of yourself along the way of your journey. Okay. Again, getting here because it feels like there's something that's caused you to feel separated from your authenticity, and you're feeling moved to gather that energy back. Okay. Also, I'm going to pull up this Pillar of Light card here. You're being called to gather that energy back, okay? Because you're at a time where you're ready to radically accept the things that make you you, okay? Um, you're taking the time to radically accept your weirdness, to embrace the things that are different from everybody else, right? We're taught, or maybe this is just me and I'm spewing an observation on you here, but it feels like society really heavily emphasizes and rewards conformity, and sometimes those of us that go against that are scrutinized and really heavily really heavily, I'm going to say bullied. Frankly, there's a lot that says fit in the box, fit in the box, you have to fit in the box, this is what you stand to gain, this is what you lose if you don't, right? um, Here's the thing, sometimes that box is too small to contain you, okay? That not everybody's boxes fit universally, meaning you and person A might be going down the same road, but you have things that make you unique and beautiful and perfect, even if they feel imperfect. And this other person over here has the same qualities, okay? Um, what you need to remember is that right now you're safe to nurture your weirdness. You're safe to be in a place where you don't have to fear being othered, because your otherness is, it just is. It doesn't have to have an explanation. It doesn't have to have, it doesn't have to have an explanation. It just is. It exists and it should exist in its fullness. Okay. You're safe. You have support. Okay. And you have a space to nurture that weirdness. Okay. Nurture that weirdness. Okay. Um, Nurture that weirdness because it's going to empower others to do the same thing for themselves. Okay. Yeah, it's going to empower others to do the same things for themselves, because they're going to see your vibration picking up. They're going to see your vibration rising. Now, that could be attracting the, people. People want what they want, and the right people will be attracted to you in the right ways, while the energy vampires, the little nitpicky voices in your head, those may take notice, okay? But part of you empowering yourself to call back your power is going to be developing the discernment about which energies to keep close and which energies to set aside. Okay. Now I'm hoping that makes sense. Let's see what we need to see for our tarot. Okay. One thing I should mention is that I usually will read some main energy, and then I will look at some hidden energy and some clarifying energy. We're doing the main energy right now. So let's see what we need to see from our tarot. Okay, what do we need to see from our tarot? Okay. Okay. We're going to start with the Three of Swords. Okay, we're looking at the Three of Swords. Okay, there's our Three of Swords. Okay, we've got the Eight of Cups. Okay, got the Eight of Cups. Okay, Three of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay, so there's your Knight of Cups. Right off the bat, there's some pretty deep emotions attached to this issue. Okay, um, attached to this issue because something in your past has really caused you to feel some hurt. Okay, Three of Swords is this pain feels relentless. Okay, and it feels relentless because you have two cups or cups are associated with the element of water. Okay, and these outside of the elements, the cups are associated with emotions, with heart. Okay, something has been heavily weighing on your heart. Okay, again, it's an emotional thing. What happened? What happened to you? It's emotional. It's deeply painful. Okay, but here's what seems to be happening. Okay, because we have this call to gather back your power, to embrace your weirdness, to embrace the things that make you uniquely you. Okay, uh, you're being called. Part of this is that you're being called to turn your back on the hurt. Okay, the Eight of Cups is saying, actually, I'm closing the door on this phase. I don't need to stay here. I don't need to look at this anymore. I'm good and done with it. I don't need it anymore. Okay. Um, you've given yourself the permission to let go of the things that have hurt you. Okay, and with regards to leveling up, you're leveling up right now. You've chosen to put your heart on your sleeve and embrace the things, embrace your weirdness. Ultimately, this is going to be about embracing your weirdness, come what may out of the tarot. Okay, um, you've chosen to put your heart on your sleeve anyway, as vulnerable, as scary as that is. Okay, because unfortunately, this Three of Swords issue could happen again. Okay, the specific thought that I'm having around the Three of Swords is that maybe some of you chose to be vulnerable and open with the wrong person, and it didn't serve you well because that person caused you pain, that person caused you to feel insecure and wrong in your own skin. Nobody deserves to feel wrong in their own skin. Okay, I'm putting that sword in the ground right now. But you've chosen, at this time, you've chosen not to look at that anymore. You're moving on, you're taking action, and you're choosing to put your heart back on your sleeve. Okay, which is brave. Okay, might not feel brave, but it's you're making the best decision for you right now, and I'm feeling very confident that that's going to bring good things to you. Okay, so let's see what else we need to see. Okay, what else do we need to see? Okay, we're going to see the Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm going to see the Ace of Cups. All right, we've got the Ace of Cups. We have the Moon. Okay, we've got the moon. Okay, Ace of Cups, we have the moon. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I like this, and I'll tell you why. Because it feels, part of this feels like you are coming back. You're coming back to feeling grounded again. Oh, bestie, I love that. Okay. So you're coming back to a sense of feeling grounded again. And I'm getting here with the Page of Pentacles, like I'm showing you right now. Because while so when we get to the pages, at least from my interpretation, when we get to the pages, you have lessons under your belt that you're being asked to apply. Okay, in this case, it could mean your money. I don't think that's necessarily it in this case. However, I do think the other ideas about being practical, rooted, getting grounded again, that's coming out here too. Okay, because I think this Three of Swords energy kind of destabilized things a little bit. Okay, and that's not fun. The roots are still growing and you're still sending them down, but you're getting there. Okay, you are definitely getting there. And what seems to be happening here is that it's not totally clear yet. The path that is unfolding for you isn't totally clear yet. Okay, I'm getting here with the moon card here. Okay, but I think besides that, you're coming into a place where your heart doesn't hurt anywhere near as bad as it was. Okay, you're feeling a lot more settled into your personhood now that you've allowed yourself to reclaim some of the power that the Three of Swords took from you. Okay, I'm not gonna speculate about your situation because I don't have the privilege of knowing you and I don't have the privilege of talking to you. I hope that changes and I hope I get to meet some of you someday. But the point stands is that you're feeling a lot more settled into your emotions. There's new space to feel safe, authentic. You're figuring out what it means to have your sleeve, to have your heart on your sleeve again after being hurt. Okay. And with this moon card, what I want to point out here is this crustacean in the bottom of the frame here. There's always going to be a side of you that is stubborn, that is hard-headed, that has a shell. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Okay, because this I think developing your shell served you as part of your means of self-preservation, and that's everybody has that. I think everybody has that need to be safe in their own space. Okay, that's certainly true for you. And don't forget how to do that. I think now is going to be figuring out how to find the balance between heart on your sleeve and protecting, having your heart on your sleeve and self-preserving. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what else we need to see, please. What else do we need to see? Okay, what else do we need to see? One more shuffle. Well, what else do we need to see? What else do we need to see here? Okay. 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 So we're going to look at the Hierophant. I love that we're getting this card. I love that we're getting this card because given everything else that we're seeing, the Hierophant is something I like to see for this reading. So we're seeing the Hierophant, Queen of Wands. Okay, we've got the Hierophant, we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, and now let me pull one up here. Okay, got the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands, and the Magician. Oh, bestie. Oh, I love. Okay, okay. I'm getting excited. I've already been excited with the last one, but here's why I'm really getting excited now. There's something about you that has always been magical, has always been fiery and passionate and just so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to hear with the Queen of Wands, and I want you to notice all of the yellow, all of the gold, the sunflowers. This is the Queen of Wands, so it's going to have a lot of fire imagery, a lot of warm energy. Okay, and the cat in here too. So yeah, very regal, very proud. Very regal, very proud energy here. I'm saying it because it's obviously here with the Queen of Wands. My point in mentioning all of this is that you're newly discovering your passions and your inspiration and your inner fire. Okay? Part of that was dulled with the Three of Swords. Okay? Part of that was dulled with the Three of Swords and gave you a lot of emotions that you might not have felt comfortable with. Okay? But here you are really, you've decided, you're locked into the idea that you don't have to, you can let your shell soften a little bit, okay? Because again, I keep mentioning heart on your sleeve. We have Cups energy coming out in force here, okay? But with this Queen of Energy, it's the cliche. It's a cliche here. With great power comes great responsibility, okay? And you know this, okay? Because while you have everything you need to channel your inspirations and your passions, okay? While you have that, while you have knowledge of what these resources are, you're also highly aware that your path and your compass is entirely motivated from you. You're taking in outside sources, you're listening to them, but like I said, you have a different set of filters on now because of this experience. Okay? You're discerning things a little bit differently. Okay? You know what's right for you. You know which way your compass is pointing. And even more spectacular than that, okay? Your true north. You figured out your north. You figured out your north. You've listened to yourself. You've listened to your heart and your intuition, okay? And you've chosen to radically embrace the things that are wholly and completely yours, okay? Oh, I love that. I really, really love that. And you know what? The other thing I'm thinking here is that it's about damn time this started happening for you. Okay, there's something something that has felt stuck. I don't know if that's relevant for everybody, but there's definitely something that felt a little messy, a little stuck, a little weird, and now you're trying to kind of navigate. Well, you are navigating that. You're not trying to navigate it. You are navigating it because hi, hello, Hierophant, and you know how to do it with the Magician here. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. Okay, let's see what else we need to see. What else we got here? What else do we have? Okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. Queen of Cups. We're going to see the Queen of Cups. Alright, we've got the Queen of Cups. Got the Four of Wands. Four of Wands. Okay. Queen of Cups, Four of Wands. Okay, Four of Wands. And we have, okay, well, we've got the Five of Swords. Okay. We've got the Five of Swords. So, once again, we're going back to the emotion here. And I do like to see that there's some positive things that have come out of your Three of Swords experience here. And they're mostly positive here. You know, the Queen of Cups is so much about the heart, right? Again, heart on our sleeves, everything comes back to the emotions here. And we're being asked to look at how we're feeling, like really, really look at how we're feeling, okay? Because we're being asked to nurture what we need to nurture, okay? And by that I mean that we're being asked to assess what we're feeling and try and be objective. I think the Queen of Cups is the ultimate emotional being, right? She feels this character feels everything all at once, all the time. There's so much art in this Queen of Cups energy. Okay. And the other reason why I say that this reading is largely positive is because we have the Four of Wands. So you have a lot of really positive emotion heavy in your heart right now. And I say heavy in your heart, but this is you're buzzing with this energy. You're buzzing with this energy because you have two queens. One is all heart, one is all one is all heart, one is all passion. That's a good combo to get, I think. However, balance. There's the buzzword. There's the balance here. You might be running the risk of doing something that leads you to regret your action down the line. I don't know about you, but I don't want to live with regrets. Okay, I don't want to live with regrets, and this is why I say really look and assess what's on your heart. And I say analyze, assess, look at it, look at what you're feeling objectively. Because I think there might be spots here where you have achieved the things you wanted to achieve, but they've come at a steep cost, and maybe one that you didn't perceive right away. Maybe one that you didn't perceive until it was too late. Okay. Yes, you know who you are. You're reclaiming that fact about yourself, reclaiming who you are out of a very painful experience. Okay. There's still some reflecting to be done. Okay. Yeah, there's still some reflecting to be done, and that's what you're being asked to do right now. Okay. Because there may be things that you didn't foresee happening. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Let's move on to our hidden energy and see what we need to see. Excuse me, see what else do we need to see? Hidden energy, let's go. Okay, so for our hidden energy, we're going to see the Three of Wands. Okay, we've got Three of Wands. Three of Wands. We've got Eight of Swords. Okay, we've got Three of Wands. We've got Eight of Swords. Three of Wands, Eight of Swords. Okay, Strength. Okay, that's Strength. And we've got the Eight of Cups. Okay, and for you savvy folks out there paying attention to this, this is a repeat card. Okay, so here's the thing that I said a little bit ago. Something about this has felt stuck. Okay, and I'm gonna have that confirmed with the Eight of Swords. Okay, because as you might be able to see, this character is a little bit tied up. Okay, this character is a little bit tied up. They're not sure where to go yet. They're feeling maybe a little bit trapped and hemmed in. Okay, and the situation that's causing that is that some of you might be forced to be patient about something when you don't really want to be. Okay, going back to all of this reclaiming your authenticity and your personhood and things like that, you're starting to see opportunities open up for you. Okay, however, you're not sure where to go next. Okay, you're not quite sure where to go next. Okay, here's the ticket though. Here's the ticket. Even if you have to be patient right now, even if you have to do a little more planning on how to get where you want to go, you can get where you want to go. Okay, you don't have to feel as trapped as you feel. Okay, what you're feeling right now is real. Okay, I need you to understand that. Okay, those are valid. They're real. They're real feelings. Okay, but you're not as trapped as you think you are. Okay, because not only do you have the strength to figure out how to loose your ties. Okay, you can get out of your perceived trap. Not only that, but whatever's holding you in the trap in the first place, it's not there anymore. It's over. Okay, and you have the strength to turn your back on that and go for the horizon. Okay, notice that there's a moon in this scene. Okay, so going back to the moon card at the beginning of the reading, things might not be clear, things might not be obvious to you right yet. However, follow this. Follow your intuition. Follow what you know. Okay? Well, you maybe follow what you don't know. Explore what you don't know. I don't know. Let's see what our clarifying energy has to say. Okay? How can we clarify what we've just seen from the beginning up till now? Okay? So to start our clarifying energy here, we have the Six of Wands. Okay, we've got the Six of Wands. Okay, Six of Wands. Six of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, got the Ace of Wands. Okay, Six of Wands, Ace of Wands. We have the Emperor. I love it. Okay, we've got the Emperor. Okay, got the Emperor. And we have the Star. Okay. So, to clarify everything that we have just seen, we're going to start, well, let me start with the Emperor here, because I want you to take this as a card of encouragement, okay? You have control. You're in control. You are in your space and you're owning it, okay? You're owning your own space. This card speaks to the ability to take chaos and make it ordered. Okay, you can find patterns where things might not necessarily make sense. You know how to make order from chaos. Okay, and this is particularly relevant right now when things haven't felt good, haven't felt right. Okay, you have an innate sense of your ability to lead yourself. Okay, and your ability to lead yourself through the darkness here, because again, you're facing north, right? You're facing your North Star. You're not looking at, you're looking at the path ahead. You're looking at the possibilities before you, but you're also keeping an eye on the things that your heart is nudging you towards. Okay, you might, yeah. I'm gonna leave it there, but you know what's on your heart, okay, and that's part of the compass you're navigating by. All right. Now, the beautiful aspect of this, okay, the really beautiful aspect of this is that your passion has been reignited. Okay, your passion, your inspiration, your ability to find things intriguing. I don't know why I want to say that, but I think part of that might be true. Your innate ability to find things intriguing in your space has all of that has been reignited. There's something here that put fuel to the flame, and it's starting to heat up. Okay, what you need to know and what you need to understand is that people, especially the right people have seen the work you've done to reclaim that power, reclaim your power back. Okay, they're inspired by you. They want to do the same for themselves. Okay, you should be proud of yourself, because even if it doesn't feel like a huge amount of progress, you still made progress. Okay, you still found yourself. You still found your weird and you're wacky and you're wonderful. Okay, and that's given you so much. Okay, people see that. People see that. The right people see that. Okay, and they want to see you go further. Okay, so that was the main reading. I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but I do have a bonus reading for you. So let's see what's on the cards for our bonus reading. Okay. Okay. So to start our bonus reading, we have the Mother Rose, which says returning to each other and compassion. Okay. We have the Mother Rose. Okay, we've got Mother Rose. Okay. We have Labradorite and Celestial Gold, which says seeing the unseen and visionary capabilities. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was Labradorite. We have Loosen Your Grip, which says this talks about coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, and letting God in. Okay. All right, and we have the Priestess, which asks, how are you being called to step up and lead? Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Well, here's the thing. Some of you are kind of resisting what you already know to be true about yourself. Getting to that, with this loosen your grip card. I mean, obviously, it pretty much says that, but there's something that you're holding on to tightly to, and I think this might be something within your comfort zone. Okay, you're not ready to acknowledge it, or you've said, yeah, this is true, but like arm's distance. Um, it's your ability, not only your ability to really lead, but your ability to see between people's lines, especially people's lines. But this is your ability to see between the lines, but also see the capability of doing something great in this situation. Okay. You know, you're this resistance isn't really allowing you to step fully into what you know you can do. Okay, even if you said, actually, yes, I know this to be true about myself. I'm not really comfortable in settling into this just yet. Okay. 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 Let's address this with some compassion here. Okay. If you're tying this to our main reading, that's probably where this bonus reading is going. Okay. And I say that because if you just want to tune into the bonus reading, what we talked about in the main reading was there was some work that some of you have done to call back your power, and there's a lot that came with it, good, bad, and other. And for some of you that resonated with the first part of this bonus oracle, there's something here that you're resisting that is to do with your leadership capabilities, your ability to see, right? This is, give yourself some compassion if you're not there. It's okay. We are, you're human and you're not perfect, and that's okay too. When you're ready to try, I have a feeling you will. Okay? When you're ready to try, I have a feeling you will. Let's see. Okay? let's see what we need to see from our tarot. Okay. Okay, so for our bonus tarot, we're going to start with the Page of Swords. Okay, got the Page of Swords. Okay, there's our Page of Swords. Okay, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Okay, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups. Okay, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles, King of Cups. Okay, and we have the Six of Cups. Okay. So let me talk about the King of Cups and the Page of Swords together here. I'm going to do that first off here, because we have, like I said a little bit ago, our pages are the advanced beginners in our tarot, at least by my interpretation. So they're applying lessons learned. In this case, there's been a new perspective introduced into your space. Okay. So a new perspective introduced into your space. Okay. There's some resistance. Okay. And that resistance is bringing up some emotion, some very, very interesting, weird sensation for you. Okay. Again, resistance, right? What you're being asked is you're being asked to analyze why that resistance is there rather than react to that resistance. So you know what that process is going to look like for you, okay? But you have to look at it, which, like, ew, not comfortable, okay? Analyze versus react, and know that this thought, this thought in your brain, this perspective that you've been introduced to, is still fresh. Okay, that energy might not have settled in just yet. Okay, that's okay. Right. Now let's look at our Five of Pentacles here. Excuse me. Your Five of Pentacles is it's a card of asking for help. Okay, it's the hidden help. You feel kind of vulnerable with this. Okay, and again, I say that's valid and it's okay to feel that way. All right, because you might not have seen yourself in that light before, and it's taken someone saying, actually, you might have what it takes here. What? Okay, hold on. Analyze before you react to being given this new perspective. Okay. But also know that you have support. Okay. You're not alone. You have support. You have this ability to connect with things that make you just the happiest little clam in the ocean. Okay. I like the water imagery here. In spite of this new idea, the idea that you could be a leader where you never felt like you were one, okay, that might sit a little funny and you might have to ask for help. Don't be afraid to do that, okay? Don't be afraid to do that, because there are people who care and who want to see you succeed, okay? So that is about it for this reading, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I very much appreciate you being here. If you want to see more from me, if you want a private reading, all of my links are in the description. I will be back in another couple of days with a new video. Stay tuned. I did also forget to mention in this video that I have a live stream planned for October 31st. So watch this space. I have it tentatively scheduled. We'll iron out details in a bit, but when I know more, you'll know more. Watch my community tab. Until then, guys, I'm going to call this video quits, but I will see you in the next one. So until then, guys, stay safe. I love you lots. Bye, everybody.